What did you say your name was again?
Barry? Allen?
Felicity. Smoke.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Welcome to my new show, Ask Emergency. As you may have guessed, this is where I take your questions and answer them about specific fandom topics. This video will be all about The Flash that we just saw on Arrow, as well as the spin-off that's coming and what's going to be happening with that show. So this is how these videos are going to work. I'll basically collect your questions for specific topics, and then I'll choose 1 or 2 videos to do per week based on those. So there might be like a Doctor Who Christmas special, Ask Emergency. There might be like a Game of Thrones, Ask Emergency, stuff like that. I'll also do bonus editions in case there's anything that you guys really want to talk about. So be sure to subscribe to get everything. So I picked 7 of you guys' questions to answer about The Flash, since we've had a lot of questions and now we finally have a few answers. So first question comes from Ricardo Rodriguez, and he says, I think the producers are going with the Flash Rebirth route with Barry. So yes, this is correct. They are going with the Flash Rebirth route. This actually ties into one of the Easter eggs that I put in my Arrow video from last night. If you remember, someone came and killed Barry's parents that looked like a human tornado. So he was actually talking about Savitar. Remember, Professor Zoom was actually behind that whole plot. So Zoom will always be the big bad of any Flash story, but there will be a lot of other villains involved. So that'll obviously carry over into the Flash show as well. They're really going to use that show to deal with Barry getting his powers, as well as dealing with his mother's murder. Question number 2. So Rezada R asks, why did they poke on an Isabel-Oliver relationship and then never go there again? What was up with the bar scene? So they kind of just implied that the Oliver-Isabel thing was just a one-night stand on the show, and Oliver's mother kind of dissed her at the bar, saying that Oliver was never really a good judge of character, leading me to believe that Oliver is actually going to be betrayed by Isabel at some point. We don't know if she is either working with Hive, or with the League of Assassins, or with Brother Blood yet. I have a lot of theories on each of those that I've had in some of my past Arrow videos. Question number 3. Shaylor asks, is the actor on Arrow going to be in the Flash spinoff? So you're talking about Grant Gustin. Yes, he will be the Flash in the Flash spinoff. What they were going to do originally is in episode 20 of Arrow this year, they were going to give him his powers and it was going to be like a backdoor pilot. But like I said in my other Arrow video, they basically liked the way it went so much that they decided to just do a full hour-long pilot separately from Arrow. We'll either get to see that pilot in the spring or we'll get to see it at Comic-Con. Question number 4. Pink Starburst 99 asks, do you think that the Flash will overshadow Oliver because he actually has powers? What makes Oliver better than Barry? So right now, for all intents and purposes, Oliver is a fully funded, remember he's a billionaire, fully actualized hero. He's not at that Green Arrow level of persona, but remember, Barry has no powers and he's still kind of young. He's clumsy on his feet. He's a good scientist, but there's a lot of things that he has to do before he becomes a superhero. And the whole first season of that Flash show is going to deal with him learning to control his abilities. You can also think of it in like a Batman-Superman context. So Batman does not have any superpowers, but he is a billionaire, and he is just as much of a threat as Superman just because of his wit. So that's going to be the same dynamic between Arrow and the Flash. Question number 5. Grace Go asks, what was up with the mask Oliver's wearing in the next episode? This is just because he says his identity has been compromised. So Brother Blood, obviously the big confrontation is coming in the next episode, learns his identity, as well as Barry Allen now. So people are starting to learn who he is. They're able to see him through that mask because he really doesn't wear any kind of face covering. It's just the cowl. So it's just him like getting closer to that Green Arrow level. Question number 6. Evan Calderon asks on Twitter, what did you think of Grant's performance? So there were a lot of people that commented on Grant's performance saying that he was just a little too clumsy, but if you remember, this is a pre-Flash version of Barry Allen. So in the comic books, most of the time when we've seen Barry Allen, he's already a superhero. So I think that Grant's performance was totally authentic to the origins of the character, along with being, you know, a little bit of his own, because obviously he's the one that has to be on this show, so he kind of has to make the character his own too. That being said, yes, he is a little bit of a derp, but he's supposed to be. Question number 7. Salvador Gutierrez asks, who is your favorite Flash? So this is interesting because Barry Allen has actually always been my favorite Flash, but for most of the time when I was reading comic books as they were being released, Wally West was the Flash. I'm a bit of a purist, so for instance, like Hal Jordan is my favorite Green Lantern, even though he was dead for a large portion of time when I was actually reading comic books. So Barry Allen, favorite Flash. So I hope you guys like this Ask Emergency Q&A video. I'll be doing them more frequently now, at least 1 to 2 times per week. If there's one that you guys really want to do, just let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to get everything too. My next Q&A video will be a Doctor Who Christmas special edition, so you can send me questions about the Regenerations or anything that relates to Peter Capaldi or anything like that, and that video will post next week. Tonight, I'm actually posting a Regeneration video that kind of deals with some of those issues. And I'm also doing a trailer review of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer that just posted. You can actually click here to get that. I'll post that later today. And then you can click here to get my last Arrow video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. High fives.